All right, so I installed the Maxx Air Fan, and overall, I think it went really well. It was a little bit easier than I expected, although I did experience a few struggles along the way. It wasn't anything I couldn't handle. And I'm also excited now because I feel like I have the confidence to install my windows, which are hopefully coming in the next week or two, so that will be fun. Now, this video is going to show you the tools I used for installing the Maxx Air Fan and the process I took and some of the struggles along the way. So I don't want to keep you waiting. We'll jump right into it. So these are all the tools you're going to need to install the Maxx Air Fan. So obviously you will need a Maxx Air Fan. This is the 7500K model, which I got from the Nomadic Supply Company. You'll need a template and a wooden frame, which I made yesterday. We'll also need a drill and a jigsaw. So I got both of these tools from Harbor Freight, which I highly recommend, especially if you're on a budget. They're just a lot cheaper and they're good quality. Another thing I do want to mention is that be careful on what blades you get for the jigsaw because I had to go back because I got the wooden blades and you need very specific metal blades. You also need a metal file, a clamp, a caulk gun, a measuring tape, an alcohol and a rag, and then you will need butyl tape, some sort of adhesive, a sealant. This is the RV roof lap sealant. It is self-leveling. A self-etching primer, painter's tape, and then your typical safety equipment. I have gloves, a mask, and glasses. So the first thing you want to do is tape your template on the ceiling where you want your fan to go. Once it's taped down, measure all the sides to ensure it's even, and if you're anything like me, you might want to measure more than once, because if anything is off, even by a centimeter, it'll just drive me crazy and I'll fixate on it, and it just wouldn't be good. So measure, measure, measure until you're confident with the placement. And you might have to adjust the template, and that's totally okay. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm using the cardboard as a guide so that I can ensure accurate placement when I get up onto the roof. Now, once your template is secure, you're going to want to use the drill with an aluminum drill bit, and that's just going to be easier to pierce through metal. And then you're going to want to place 3 random holes anywhere in the cardboard. Now, this will make it easier to line up your cardboard on the roof. Oh, and it does help if your drill isn't on the safety mode like mine was.
Should I? Oh, fell off.
Next, you're going to want to carefully remove your template because you're going to use that same template with those holes to line up on the roof. And be careful here because there are a lot of metal shavings that will just get everywhere if you're not careful. After that, you will want to tape a box or a plastic bag where your template was, and this will catch all those metal shavings because believe me, they do get everywhere. And you don't want to get all over the place because they will end up rusting. Now, I used a small plastic bag, but because it was slightly windy, this ended up later on getting caught with the wind, and it basically threw metal shavings up in the air like a party popper, which was not good. So if I were to do it again, I definitely would recommend using the box method, which I did end up taping later on in the install. Next, it was time to get on the roof. Now, is it just me or does everyone carry their giant shop vac onto the roof? Because even though it was helpful, I must say it wasn't the easiest thing getting that up there. And real quick, can we just take a second to admire my wonderful getup here? Again, metal shavings are going to go everywhere, so I wanted to be fully protected. All right, I'm up on the roof. I have my template. I'm going to put this down, take a bunch more measurements. I brought all my stuff up here in a bucket so it doesn't roll away. And then we're going to start cutting. So the first thing you want to do is take the cardboard template from before and line up those holes in the cardboard with the ones you drilled into the ceiling. This will help to ensure accuracy. Then take a black Sharpie and outline that template. And I was really excited to start cutting, but then something happened. It's raining again. I guess this is what I get for trying to do a van conversion in Florida. I just had the drill holes here, so I'm just going to cover this up real quick. It didn't say any rain in the forecast, so hopefully it goes away. And I'm just going to cover all the equipment like this, and hopefully this little bit of a drizzle passes. So in the meantime, I figured I'd make some lunch. I made chickpea tacos by tossing chickpeas in a pan with some seasoning. I cut up some tomatoes and cilantro. I mashed up some avocado with some more seasonings. Then I threw my tortillas on the pan just to heat them up. Now, I realized after the fact that I was out of lime, which was totally tragic, but it still worked. Now, back to the build. All right, guys, it just stopped raining, but it is a little windy, as you can tell, so we're going to try and get this done pretty quickly. I am going to put down the painter's tape. It's going to help with the vibration when I start using the jigsaw. Okay, so I got my drill with my drill bit. This one is pretty thick because I want to make sure that the jigsaw can fit in the holes that I'm going to make. And what I'm going to do is drill 4 holes on each corner, and it's just going to make it easier to have a spot to put the jigsaw in and cut the square out. Yes, that was me struggling to get the drill through the metal. I did end up switching the drill bit and I actually went smaller, which worked out a lot better. And once I got the initial hole through, I then increased the size of the bit until I was able to fit the jigsaw blade through. It was a bit of a struggle and it required a bit of strength, and I'm not sure if it was me or the drill, or maybe no one tells you that it doesn't go through so easy, but it didn't at first, and it took some finagling before I was able to get it right. And yes, again, that is me falling forward and almost off the van. Don't do that. Once all the pilot holes were in, I did do a quick vacuum and I started cutting with the jigsaw. And honestly, what surprised me was how easy it cut. I thought it would be like the drilling, but it was actually really smooth. There were a few times where the blade jumped a bit, and it was probably from the vibrations, or maybe I was moving too fast. So take your time. And if your jigsaw has the vacuum attachment, definitely use it because it helps a lot with all the metal shavings that are going to be flying everywhere. After each side that I cut, I ended up taping it so that the cut piece wouldn't fall and scratch anything or send metal shavings everywhere. And then once that piece was out, I used a metal file to smooth all the edges, and then I sprayed those edges with Rust-Oleum self-etching primer to protect the bare metal. And just like that, I cut my first hole in the van. All right, guys, so the hole's made and time to put in the frame. Now, the frame is gonna go right here, and it's going to provide more support for the Maxx Air Fan. Now, as you can see, potentially there is a gap in the front and the back where this curvature is. So I'm just going to use some butyl tape to kind of cover that gap, and then some construction adhesive to glue the rest. And then I have my clamp ready. I'll clamp it down so it gets nice and secure. I just want to add with this butyl tape, I did pick this up from Home Depot and I don't think it was the best. It was a little bit difficult to work with, and I know there are other brands out there that might be better, but this is what I had available to me. I got my butyl tape all on there. Now for the adhesive. Ugh. After the butyl tape and the sealant, I put it up to the ceiling, made sure it was in the right spot, and then pushed it down and used a clamp to hold it in place. Next, I went back up on the roof and cleaned the edges with alcohol so I had a nice clean surface to work with. Then I outlined the cutout with butyl tape, making sure to add a little extra in the divot so everything would sit nice and even when I secured the flange. After that, I set the flange into the hole and I gave it a good push to secure it. Then I started drilling the pilot holes. Now, you don't have to do this, but since I used a wooden frame inside, I thought it would be a lot easier. And ideally, you'd wait for the frame to fully cure. I didn't. So I was literally holding on to it while drilling, and that was my workout for the day. Then I added the RV sealant, and this was a little bit more soupy than I expected, but it went on fine. And I will test it later for leaks, and if anything comes through, I'll just add more sealant on top. After that, I attached the actual fan, and at first it wasn't fitting, and I thought something was wrong, but it was just me. I didn't realize the fan goes over the metal inserts, not inside. And I also needed to pull those metal inserts up in order for it to align properly. And once I figured that out, I was able to screw the fan in, and that was that. All right, guys, that's how you install the Maxx Air Fan. That's how I did it anyway. It only took me 6 hours. So I'm going to wrap up here, and we're all done for the day.